Hey, 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 what is up? What is up, people? This is the Knowledge is Free podcast. I thought I'd hit y'all up real quick on a Sunday, Saturday, whatever the fuck that y'all want to call it. What is going on, man? We gonna get right into it. This is the Knowledge is Free podcast. We gonna talk about some hip hop today. You know, we ain't gonna talk about no clown ass shit on the news and none of that shit today. We gonna get into it. I'm gonna do something different. Hey man, I wanted to talk about some motherfucking hip hop and R&B. What is hip hop and R&B? What is it to you? What is it to other people? What is it to your friends? What is it to your enemies? What is it to your family? You know what I mean? Those are the things that I want to talk about today. So we're going to get right into it, man. Hey, it is the weekend. And if you're listening to me on YouTube, you can also check me out on SoundCloud. Who always listen on SoundCloud, you can check me out on YouTube, motherfucker. Yeah, you know, got to do both forms, whatever. But anyway, let's get right into it. Like I just said, hey, man, what the fuck is going on with hip hop? I need answers. How does hip hop define you? What is the difference between hip hop, rap? What is the difference between R&B and pop R&B? What is the difference? I need answers. I am dying to know who could come up with some answers, man. So if you're watching this on YouTube right now, go down there to the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. And subscribe on that goddamn shit. Goddamn. So you can listen to what the fuck I'm saying. No, I was fucking with you. And make sure you hit the thumbs up if you like. If you don't like, hit the thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. I don't know none of y'all motherfuckers anyway. Shit, this the internet. Niggas can lie all day on the motherfucking internet. So it's all good. Hey man, I need answers. I'll tell you what I think. I think there's a big difference between hip hop and R&B. And I think there's a big difference between hip hop and rap. I think there's a big difference between R&B and pop R&B. And I think before, hip hop would kind of go hand in hand with R&B. You know what I'm saying? Because back then I think you had to get up and actually sing and write and do all these things. Now you just got a bunch of clown motherfuckers in the studio, give you the beat, and they have somebody write it for you, and then they have somebody arrange it for you, then that's it. That's kind of how R&B go. And then you just get a trap beat, and then that's it. No diss to the younger generation, but that's not my definition of R&B. I'm gonna get on that real quick. My definition of R&B is, you know what I'm saying? You have different genres of R&B. So you got R&B that's, you know, most of the shit that get played on the radio. Then you have R&B soul. So you have, that's like the Jill Scotts, the Erykah Badu's, you know what I mean? The Sunshine Andersons, those type of people, you know what I mean? The Vivian Greens in the bitch, you know what I'm saying? The Tweets, even though Tweet was backed by Timberland. And then if we gonna get into rap, I guess rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live. That's what KRS-One always says. But I'm real interested to see what people gonna say about this, because this rap now, this mumble rap, it's not bad. It's just hard to get into because it's hard to understand what they saying, and you don't even have 3 or 4 verses. It's like 2 verses. You know what I'm saying? That's like a motherfucker be like, come in the door, come in the door. If you don't know, I'm going to bust you up your side your head. Then they just keep repeating the same shit over and over again, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's just different for me. You know what I mean? I listen to hip-hop today, or what you call rap, on the radio, and it's crazy because it's always the same shit. The radio's always been that way. It was a little bit more of a plethora of things that you can get, but I don't know, man. I just look at it differently now. It's hard for me to get into. I guess that's what we can say. I would also say this. R&B is a lot. Okay, this is what R&B is today. I hate to get on this racial shit, but R&B is Justin Timberlake and Sam Smith and Adele. That's not my R&B, but I guess that's the definition of R&B. That's some whack ass R&B if you ask me. I guess it's R&B because white people validate it. You know, if white people ain't validated, then I guess it ain't R&B. And then if we want to go to mumble rap, I would guess that's all the new shit that's out now. You know what I mean? It's just hard for me to get into because I just be listening to it and I'll be like, change it. What is that song? You know what? A lot of the songs that come on the radio are kind of not toxic, but I was listening to the radio when I was at work and they just kept playing Big Bank Type Low Bank. I was dying laughing, which is a good I got white folks money. Which is a good song, man. There's no diss. I like the song, man. And I like a lot of the artists that's out. You know what I mean? Let's see who else. Oh, God, I'm blanking because when I be listening to the radio, they be playing this shit. They be playing Nicki Minaj a lot, but she been out for a minute. Oh, my God, they play the hell out of Drake. But Drake don't really constitute mumble rap. And neither does Lil Wayne, by the way. And I like the new song that's out by Lil Wayne. Even though it's Special Delivery Part 2. For all you hip-hop heads who's been, you know, listening to hip-hop since the 90s and the early 2000s with G-Dep, that is definitely Special Delivery. That new song with Lil Wayne, same beat, but I still, much props and much respect to Swiss Beats. He's one of my favorite producers, so it's still a dope song. And you know what? I've never really been a Lil Wayne fan, but now I could appreciate Lil Wayne compared to what the hell is out now. It's just hard for me to get into. You know what I'm saying? It is very hard for me to get into. What else they be playing on the radio? Of course, they play Cardi B a lot. They play, oh my God. And then R&B, to me, this is just my opinion. That girl, LMA, oh my God. It's terrible to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't get with it. I'm sorry. I can't get with it. That's not nothing I can't get with that, man. What's that song she be saying? Booed Up? And then there's the other song, Drip or whatever. Nah. I come from the era of the Joes and the Tyrese's and the Genuines and the Aaliyahs and the Monicas and the Brandys and all that. So it's a lot different for me to listen to like a Tory Lanez. Because do these people really sing or is it auto-tune? You know what I mean? Then everybody was kind of talking shit about, what is his name? I'm blanking right now. I remember his name. The first nigga, I'm sprung. How'd you get me? T-Pain. Niggas was shitting on this nigga. But now everybody's using this same formula. You know what I'm saying? And then when I look at hip hop, you got the Migos and Ray Shrimmer and you got Troy, you know, then you got people like Troy Ave. I think Troy Ave really, he got juice. He can go. And I like Joey Badass. Joey Badass is dope too. Of course I like Lupe Fiasco. His last CD was dope to me. Well, I got his last two. Dope. Of course I like B.O.B., things like that. But here's the thing. These are just some of the people that I like and I'm throwing out there. And there's a big difference between, you know, this genre of rap or hip hop and mumble rap versus what I grew up in the 80s and in the 90s. And even the early 2000s, you know, you had DMX and Jadakiss and the Locks, and you had all these other people that you had to compete with. Now it's just kind of like everybody takes the same format. And what I don't like about it is that's what these record labels like. I'm not saying that 90s and 80s hip hop and early 2000s hip hop, we were all conscious. There were conscious people like Common and Talib Kweli and Mos Def, who was Yasin Bey and Immortal Technique, and then you have the Nas's, you know, you have them. I'm not saying that there wasn't conscious, but I don't think they was pushing the I'm lit, I'm high, and you know I'm gonna die. I don't give a fuck what you say, cause I know it's gonna be okay. That type of shit. Like, you can literally talk about smoking some heroin or black tar heroin and shit, dying, and that shit is hella cool. And being on lean and being all this other shit, it's just different. Even though you have the Mac Millers and then you have the newer people that talk about that, it's just a difference. I'm not saying that 90s hip hop and 2000s hip hop, early 2000s, they talk more about pushing the drugs, selling the drugs, making money, and not doing it. You never get high off your own supply. So man, you know, I was just thinking about that, man, because it's a lot of hip hop out here that I listen to on the radio, and I don't think that is, some of it is garbage. Some of it I listen to and I just be like, oh my God. And then I watch the videos and everybody just flickers. Every video is just, excuse me, every video is just a bunch of flickering. Flick, 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 flick. You just flickering back and forth from scene to scene to scene. And then you got these fake ass bitches that's in the videos with the fake booties and the fake breasts. It was a lot different then. You had to have natural beauty, to me. I think by the time it got into the 2000s, it started to be corrupted and it's be co-opted, like, by, to me, the Caucasians, because they were the ones running the record labels. That's why you have people like DR.DRE, who young people don't even, they've heard the songs, they've watched Dave Chappelle, it's all about hip hop, but they don't know who DR.DRE is. You know what I mean? They don't, a lot of people don't know really about Mos Def and what he talked about. And this is what I liked about old school hip hop and 90s hip hop. Mos Def's called the tall Israeli Jews who run hip hop, running this rap shit. That's exactly what he said. And I think a lot of the hip hop now is, a lot of it is, it's not spreading the type of message that we need our young kids to uphold, you know what I'm saying, and be accountable for. I think a lot of the hip hop and stuff that I heard on the radio is just, some of it's toxic, some of it's okay, some of it's good to dance to, but some of it is like, damn, what the fuck are they even saying? You know what I mean? There's different genres. I just think there's a big difference between the stuff that's out now and the stuff that was out then. Back then, to me, my perspective, everybody had to sound different. I couldn't come out and be like Method Man. No, I had to be something that would distinguish me, that would make me different from Method Man. That's just my opinion. But to each his own. Everybody do the same dap or whatever the fuck they call it, and that right there, which ain't nothing but the fucking chicken head. But you know, everybody does the same dance and everybody wear the same tight ass jeans. It trips me out where hip hop and rap is going. I can see you wearing some fitted jeans, but goddamn, have them tight on your ass like that, I guess, if that's what niggas want to do. And then everybody uses the same trap beat. That's what trips me out. I just want to know when everybody's gonna wake up one day and say, hey, I want to be different. Which brings me to my overall topic of the whole situation is, that's what makes it easier for other cultures to come in and invade and culturally appropriate what we have going on. That's why our culture gets appropriated, because we make the format so easy for anyone to do. I would even go as far as to say, hey, this is the secret to doing it. Why don't all y'all come and join in and make money off our culture? And then once you make money off our culture, you going about your way. That's the difference between, to me, this hip hop and 90s and 80s hip hop. 90s and 80s hip hop, you will not be validated. I was watching this documentary, and in this documentary is the untold story of hip hop in Detroit. Great documentary. Y'all better go on Amazon and go check that documentary out. The untold story of Detroit hip hop. I gotta get into it, y'all. Man, that documentary was great. It was a great documentary, and the reason why, because it told the truth about real hip hop in Detroit, and it told the truth about your boy Eminem, and what's the other motherfucker from Detroit? I'm blanking his name. I forgot because he ain't that important. But I think this dude's name was Champ, man. I forgot his name, but he was like the producer of the documentary, and it was narrated by Chuck D. Very, very good. Very, very detailed. Man, in this documentary, they showed a part where Eminem was at a rap battle and was basically like, he kept saying this to the niggas, and niggas wasn't feeling. Fuck what? No, fuck honky, go. Fuck honky, or fuck honky, or some shit he was saying. And he was trying to rock the crowd, and niggas started booing him, and he had to walk off the stage. Eminem is garbage. Y'all gotta check that DVD out, man. I mean, the documentary out. It's not on DVD. It probably is, but I watched it on Amazon. It just told. It gave you a real definition of how they come over, appropriate our culture, and then they go on about their way. Another thing I want to talk about is Proof, the real Bap Rattle God. The nigga that taught Eminem all he knew. This nigga passed away, and Proof's mom, you know, needed some money, needed some help. Hey, man, we mismanage money, we do stuff. She reached out to Eminem. This number is no longer in service. Please hang up and try your number again. He changed his number, changed all his contact information, and didn't fuck with her no more. Oh, and when Proof died, they gave him a burial that will never be forgotten. They gave him a golden casket. They gave him all these things because he was on Shady Records. And then after he died, they put his ass in the grave. A representative, probably one of Paul Rosenberg's minions, approached Proof's mom and said, could I have the masters, all of Proof's masters and everything that Proof had? See, this is what they do. They get into our culture and then they appropriate it and then they go on and then they treat you how they really want to treat you. See, I really think, in my personal opinion, that Eminem was never really Proof's friend. Because his mom, I don't give a fuck if his mom was a fucking basehead. She should never be on a documentary talking about how you just changed all your contact information and then you sent somebody after he was dead to get the masters. That's what I don't like about this newer generation of hip hop. We are so willing to allow other cultures to come in and appropriate it. Now, Proof is my era. And maybe Proof saw something in Eminem, or maybe he felt bad for him, which he probably did. But even in this documentary, it says there are no trailer parks in Detroit. There are no trailer parks. There are no ghetto ass trailer parks with just a whole bunch of Caucasians living there. That was a narrative that they painted. And that's what I love the most. I think, what is the other dude's name? I'm blanking. He a white boy too. Oh God, what is his name? I'm blanking. I'm gonna look him up right now. But let me tell you, I'm gonna look him up on my phone. I forgot his name. Everybody know who he is, but he was one of the dudes that was appropriating the culture, and once he got inside the culture, he made his money, even though he didn't need money. Oh man, he was able to co-opt our culture and get involved in what we had going on, and then he just left it and was doing what he wanted to do. And that's the thing that troubles me about this generation of hip-hop. You have people like Post Malone, which I thought it was garbage from the beginning, and he used two niggas to get his single out there, and man, da, 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 and all this bullshit. And then of course niggas is like, they don't care because they just want to make money. But now he's talking about, I don't want to just be a rapper, I want to be a rock star. No, you want to distance yourself from rap because you done made your money, and now it's fuck these niggas, I'm out of here. And that's the problem. I think, to me, this is something that's systemic in this culture. We allow other people to come in here that is not even our own, and then we don't hold our own to a different standard. I see a lot of people like, oh, it's their generation, they was probably saying something about us. Yeah, I understand that, but everybody in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s, did not want to sound the same. All producers didn't want to sound the same. All R&B singers didn't want to sound the same. Tyrese did not sound like Genuine. Genuine did not sound like Joe. Joe did not sound like R. Kelly. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have the early 2000s. Oh, let's not forget John B. Nobody sound like John B. If you go producing wise, Swiss Beats did not sound like Timbaland. Timbaland didn't sound like the Neptunes. Neptunes didn't sound like Just Blaze. Nobody sounded like Dre. Oh, except Scott Storch when he bit Timbaland and bit Dre and did Lean Back. Lean Back. It had Dre's orchestra and Timbaland's percussion. Smart man. But all the rappers sounded different. Foxy didn't sound like Lil' Kim. You know what I mean? They didn't sound the same. Their styles were totally different. Nas didn't sound like Jay. Jay didn't sound like Jadakiss. Or Hove. Hove didn't sound like Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? Talib Kweli didn't sound like Mos Def. Mos Def didn't sound like Corrupt or Daz or Cube. You know what I mean? There was a very, very distinct difference, I mean, between the rappers back in the day. You have the DMXs, you have all these people. Then you move on, you have the 50 Cents, you have the Fat Joes. Let's not forget about him. That's the difference between my era and the era now. Everybody sounds the same. I don't care what beat you put on, it's the same. All the beats are the same too. No diss, I'm not hating, I'm not a hater. But the reason why you hear me talking about this is because when I watched that documentary, they had Slum Village in there. They had JD, which is Jay Dilla, RIP to him. Jay Dilla did not sound like any other producer. Also one of my favorite hip-hop producers of all time, and just producer period. He did not sound like everybody else. He was very different. And that's the difference. And then we allow people, and this happened back in the day, now it's happening again. And the person I was trying to remember the name was, when I was looking at my phone, was Kid Rock. I don't know how I could blank that name. Kid Rock. That motherfucker was wealthy. His dad owned the biggest Ford dealership in Detroit. But you want to come around the niggas and drink beer and act like you down and DJ and be around black people, and now he on the boat with white people and acting like he didn't even know niggas. This is what Caucasians do to us. I hope and pray one day that we turn the light clicks on with us and we be like, you know what, man? We got to start sticking together. And we got to start deciphering who's who and what's what. What makes you different? If you in hip hop and you rap, what makes you a different artist from the next motherfucker? How are you different? Or are you just going to get on the same trap beat and rap the same old shit that the next nigga's rapping? You going to wear the same clothes that everybody's wearing? What makes you different? Because to me, that's what sells a lot of the times, is when you're different. You just come out and do your own thing. Look at Tekashi 6ix9ine. He's a troll. But the thing about him being a troll is that he is one of those type of people that he's found his own lane. Now you're going to find somebody else that's going to come along and try to do the same thing that Tekashi 6ix9ine is doing. That's what I'm saying. You have the Master P's. We had all these different genres of people that look different, sound different. And now when I turn on the radio, I hear the same shit over and over again. And that shit be tripping me the fuck out. And the reason why I do is because I'm like, damn, when are we gonna change this? You know, I don't want kids to aspire to be a rapper and then just do the same shit that everybody else is doing, the same old two-step. I want people to be different. And that's the difference between the hip hop now and the hip hop back then. Hey man, what makes you different? What makes music different from other people? Is it when you're listening, when you're talking? You know, I remember back in the day when I would call my brother on the phone, we'll be like, nigga, did you hear that Timbaland beat? Oh my God, did you hear what Jay-Z said? Nigga, did you hear Nas? Now, y'all tell me what line you can think of in a Post Malone song or a Ray Shrimmer song that's like impactful. And then I guess we hide behind this, well, it's just rap. It's not really hip hop, and they're not really lyricists. You know, because yeah, we did have some people that not really were lyricists back in the day, but the majority of them were. So I'll tell you that. Hey, it's been fun and it's been real. Hey, I would hope and pray again that we could come to some type of resolution and not let people culture appropriate what we have going on and come in there and they get amongst us and they act like they for us and everything. And then once they done made their money, they don't give a fuck. And they like, fuck all these niggas. I'm out of here. Let this be a lesson to y'all. There's a big difference between hip hop then and hip hop now. You remember, Eminem had to con his way, and he also had the backing of the biggest producer of all times, and that was DR.DRE. So remember that. And if you watch that interview with him on Sway in the morning, he sound like a fucking clown. So remember that. This is what they do. Let's not make our culture so easy for people to come in and invade it and commit treason amongst us. And then we be like, oh, it's okay, it's cool, they ain't got it. No, you can't do that to the Jewish community. You can't do that to the Chinaman. Hip hop should be something that's sacred to us. And it should be our own art form and should be for their entertainment, but for us under safe lock and key. Hey man, it's been fun. It's been real. This is the No Way Out podcast, the Knowledge is Free podcast. This is whatever podcast you want to call it. You listen to this on SoundCloud, I appreciate it. Share, subscribe it. All you motherfuckers out there listening to this shit on YouTube, hey, you know what it is. Day before work, gotta get prepared for the clown ass day tomorrow. Hey, I'll probably see y'all Tuesday. Hey man, y'all have a good one, man. I'm out. Peace.